Hello guys, Chris here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the GT1030 GDDR5 edition. Yes guys, this is the GDDR5 model of this card. Although we're gonna see really poor performance, this is the faster version of the GT1030, and this one actually comes overclocked out of the box. Look at that. Yes, this is the MSI Aero version of the card. It runs at, 1759 megahertz here on the GPU core clock, as you can see right there in the graph, my friends, and 3004 megahertz in the memory clock. Of course, that is under 100% utilization, and we're running it with a Ryzen 7 3700X and 16 gigs of RAM. You should not pair this GPU with the Ryzen 7 3700X. I'm only doing it because it's my main system and we're only testing the GPU, so it makes sense to not bottleneck it with a slower CPU. But of course, you should not buy this game anyways if you have a 1030. Okay, so we're gonna test it here at 1080p 1920 by 1080, as well as 720p 1280 by 720, and maybe like 800 by 600 or 640 by 480, maybe all of them actually. I don't know. I really don't expect great things coming from the GT1030 in this game. Of course, everything is set to the lowest settings. This is not even the low settings preset. This is lower than low settings. And it seems like the next location that you chose was the Petronas Towers in Malaysia, of course. This used to be my wallpaper in the channel, my friends, with this Worms logo in the middle of the Petronas Towers. Let's visit it. Okay, I'm liking the FPS. Of course, we haven't started yet, but if it manages to get like 20... No, it doesn't manage to get like 20, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna go third person, my friends. We're gonna start counting our FPS. It's actually kind of decent. I was expecting like 10 FPS here at 1080p resolution, my friends. So this is not too bad. There are the Petronas Towers. Beautiful stuff right here. Oh yes, finally we've seen some very beautiful towers here in this game. Oh boy, oh boy. No, this is not what I want to do. Come on, go up. Okay, everything is good. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely horrible. It's getting lower FPS than the RX 570 at ultra settings. So this is obviously not ideal with the GT1030, but I'm impressed that it can actually do like around 20 FPS on average, because again, I was really expecting it to just play it at 10 to 15 FPS at the low settings at 1080p resolution, but I guess I never tried this game at the absolute minimum settings, yeah, it seems like it's not that bad, you know? Of course, if you aren't really happy with the performance and you're saying that this game is unoptimized, well, I guess it could utilize like DirectX 12 and more cores on the CPU maybe, but you gotta remember that this game is the entire world basically, and it has really high detail, you know, in pretty much everything. So it's kind of impressive that this is actually a game. So just putting it out there, you know. I don't know if it's not well optimized or whatever. I guess it could again utilize more CPU cores, but this is extremely impressive to see in a video game, and it's extremely demanding, of course, because it's just huge, guys, okay? I don't even know how this actually occupies less space on my SSD than Call of Duty Warzone, guys. Okay, like, what the hell? This is the entire world map, and Call of Duty is just a game. Normal game. But anyways, friends, this is what you can expect with the GT1030. I guess if you want to run around with a controller, it's not that bad to see the views and stuff like that. Of course, after like 10 minutes, I would get sick of these low FPS, and I should probably go ahead and throttle, like, yep, just go full speed. Let's go, guys. There we go. It was just slowing down by a lot. And also, guys, in more demanding areas like Athens or Rio de Janeiro, whatever, like some of you might not understand if I say it in Portuguese. But yeah, those are really big cities and your FPS will probably drop into the teens. Well, right now, I guess we're already getting like 17, 18, 19. That's enough for 1080p before some of you start vomiting and stuff like that. Let's stop the counting system. We got 19 FPS on average, not too bad. And let's do 720p, which might actually be playable. I don't know. Now guys, we are actually at 720p resolution, but the game doesn't look 720p, it looks way more pixelated, and you can tell by the text here on the screen and stuff like that, that it just looks way too bad right now. This is not 720p in terms of graphical fidelity, I would say. It's still running at 720p. So what you have to do is actually lower your desktop resolution to match the game's resolution, and then it will look like normal 720p. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, guys. Okay, my friends, right now we're at 1280 by 720 in the desktop resolution, and you can see that the text is much more clear right now, so everything looks a lot better. So that's just a little trick for you guys. Anyways, 1280 by 720 resolution, lowest settings across the board, obviously, and let's just do this. So we're gonna go to Pakistan, my friends. That's the next request from a viewer here. I believe this is right at the edge of Pakistan, like it ends right here, I think, but we're gonna go there because it's one of the main attractions. I don't want to go here because it's like in the middle of the desert, probably, I don't know. Let's just go. We might actually have to test another city here, because if it is in fact in the middle of the desert, it's just not gonna be as intensive, you know? Okay, here we go, my friends, at 720p. It looks a little bit kind of pixelated still, but it's a little bit better right now, guys. Okay, it looks, especially the text looks better. So I'm gonna start counting our FPS, of course. Please shut up. Alright, so this seems to be a large city, sort of, so I'm not sure if we need to test another city, but maybe I will. Okay, so this is the Faisal Mosque right there, friends. Very beautiful stuff. I had no idea that that existed, so thank you very much for suggesting a visit to Pakistan. Okay, I should probably increase throttle speed a little bit. By the way, the reason this is off is because my start benchmarking key is actually the same as turning everything off, but it doesn't really matter because we're playing in third person, so it won't really affect our FPS. If you played on first person mode, by the way, you'd be getting like 2 less FPS with everything enabled. So instead of getting, oh my gosh, that's a huge stutter right there. Instead of getting 35, 34 FPS, you'd be getting like 32. Oh god. Okay, so this is actually stuttering quite a bit. Maybe it's because of the VRAM, I don't know. Maybe it's because of the, no, the RAM is not maxed out. Pakistan runs pretty well here on the GT 1030 at 720p. I am very impressed to see 30 plus FPS on average at this resolution, my friends. So this is extremely good. I really thought this was gonna be a completely unplayable experience, but it isn't. It's actually playable, okay? So anything above like 30 or 25 FPS in this game is playable, at least to me. So I say this is a very pleasant experience here in Pakistan. So I'm gonna go ahead and test like Athens right now, because that's a huge city and we saw really low FPS with the RX 570 there. Yeah, this is beautiful. Even at 720p it doesn't look too bad on the lowest settings, and it's actually playable, okay? So we're obviously dropping from 30 FPS. That's why I wanted to come into a very demanding area of this huge world map, of course. So it's gonna drop from 30 FPS at 720p at times, of course, but it's not really that bad, you know? As I told you, 25 plus, I think it's playable in this game. I still don't think you should buy it with the GT 1030 unless you really want to test it out for yourself and you want to put on some hours at 24 plus FPS, I guess, which is not really a good idea in my opinion, okay? This game also costs 70 bucks, so it's kind of the same as the GT 1030 itself, so maybe upgrade your GPU before you test this one out. There's like a monthly service where you can play this game for like 4 euros a month, so if you really must try it out with the 1030, I definitely recommend you to pay the 4 euros, try it out for a month and just be done with it, because spending 70 bucks on it, if you have a GPU like this one, it's kind of pushing it a little bit in my opinion, you know. Well, it's running at like 22 plus FPS all of the time. This is extremely demanding, by the way, going really near the city, you know, and the houses and stuff like that, the buildings. So yeah, it's not doing a bad job whatsoever. We're gonna go ahead right now, my friends, and stop the counting system. 26 FPS average and 19.1% low, so it's not that bad. And let's mess around with the render scaling a little bit. Let's set it to like 50 right here. So this supposedly is 360p with TAA anti-aliasing right here to make it look a little bit better. Well, it's running a lot better right now. I don't think we need to play at 800 by 600. This is actually lower than 800 by 600, by the way. Of course, if you're playing a game like this, let's be real, my friends. You don't want these graphics, alright? It's a smooth experience, but what the hell, man? You really want to see the beautiful landscapes and cities and stuff like that all around the world, and you don't want to do it at 360p. It just looks like crap, to be honest. By the way, can you even see? No, you can't even play. Like, even if you want to play this game at this resolution, like for real, and mess around with all of the little buttons and stuff like that, you just can't read the buttons. So just forget 360p resolution. This is playable, obviously, in terms of FPS, but it looks like crap, so it defeats the purpose of the game, and you can't really see the things here. So it's just, yeah, it's not doable. I don't recommend it, my friends. Just avoid these lower resolutions. But our FPS were certainly a lot better than what I was expecting here at 50%. So I'm hopeful for the GT 710. I can tell you that. Let's try 80% of 720p, which will hopefully make things look acceptable and still provide us with decent FPS. So I'm not sure about the resolution that we're playing right now, but I'll put it on screen, of course. It looks okay. Yeah, guys. I will just avoid this, to be honest. But it definitely does look a lot better than 360p, obviously. So if you want to play like this, I guess this is the 30 plus FPS experience right here with the GT 1030. So yeah, it doesn't seem to drop from 30, although it's very, very close. Yep. I guess this is it for the video, my friends. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me just running around clueless with a plane and visiting some areas. In the next video, I will visit Tunisia, so yeah, keep tuned in for that. It's probably going to be the GT 710 tomorrow, so yep, it's not going to be pretty at all, but going from the FPS that we're getting with the GT 1030, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that the GT 710 will be able to do something in this game. So yeah, we got 29 FPS right there. It's dropping right now 28, so this is still not enough for a 30 plus FPS experience. Never mind, guys. It still drops into the mid-20s a few times here and there, as you can see. So again, well, at this point, just play at 720p and enjoy the better graphics, because it's just not going to be a smooth experience anyways. Again, don't buy this game with a GPU like this, please, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Can you actually read stuff at 80% of 720p? I don't think so. At least you can still, yeah. Why do planes have STD buttons? What? I am never gonna get into a plane again, my friends. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. Oh man, thank you very much for watching again. Love you all. Bye-bye.